Onwards. Let's go and talk to Simon then. It doesn't make sense. I don't think Simon.
Couple more questions, if that's okay.
No. Let's go to. Oh dear. I don't actually want to ask. But oh dear. I don't want to ask you that yet.
Odd question, but
I want to visit Emma
that's
first.
it for the time being. Thank you.
Thinking about it. I don't think there's going to be any accusations. It just seems to make more sense.
Did Simon mention walking home with anyone after the meeting last Friday?
No, he just came home. Why?
He didn't mention walking home with Kate.
No, definitely not.
Okay.
Thank you. Probably be back later.
If they're involved, it'll be because he's been told to.
What would you say if I said it's been suggested that you were seen walking home with Kate after Atlas last Friday?
What? By who?
The same person who suggested that you wanted Kate out of the picture because you found out she was in the running to be prime candidate.
Who said that?
Just a question.
I didn't think I was in the running. It was Ryan, wasn't it?
I am in no position to say.
It was Ryan.
Simon, calm down.
No, I can prove it. Kate's driving license, give it to me.
Why?
Kate's driving license, please. See that pattern on the tape there?
It's the one on the pub.
Let me show you something. See this pattern? Now look at that. It's the same pattern. This has come from the same roll of tape as this.
And it's Ryan's.
So there's only one person who's tape like that. Ryan.
Yeah.
He gave me this piece of tape when I was in his office once. Why has Kate's driving license got a piece of Ryan's tape on it?
I have no idea.
Thank you.
Simon.
Where did you find it?
Oh, by the lake.
It's obvious, isn't it? Ryan was testing her. He was doing a boundary test to see how much she would do, how far she would go to be a prime candidate. But it all went wrong. Okay. It's one of the things we do at the course, right? You give something that's important to you to someone else, then they go and hide it somewhere. It's to teach you to not be bothered when you lose something that's important to you, all right? Kate gives her driving license to Ryan. Ryan goes and hides it somewhere down the lake. Kate finds out, she goes down looking for it, probably drunk, and she falls in.
I'm afraid I find that a bit far-fetched, Simon.
It makes perfect sense if you know anything at all about how Atlas
But
works.
Simon, if you got the tape from Ryan, Kate could have got it from him.
He told me he doesn't lend it out.
He lent it to you.
But I didn't kill her! Do a lab test on the card. His DNA will be all over it.
And what if yours is all over it?
It won't be. I didn't kill her. I'm sorry. Just give me a minute. I need some painkillers.
He's run away. Okay. Why? Uh-oh.
Where did he go in such a hurry? Is he trying to act as suspiciously as possible?
Oh no, is he going up to Atlas to... I don't know, I'm worried. I'm doing the wrong things! Clearing? Is he in the clearing? No. If he were, it would have just gone to the cutscene. I assume he's gone to Atlas then. No. Because, well, this is the way you pointed me, game. Let's look at the animal noises in the woods. I think it makes sense. Where did he go? Has he gone to the pub? If like, there's suddenly like, ooh, it's a twist, you never noticed it. Like, yeah. I don't
Two
know.
more questions, please.
pattern sticky tape.
Have you seen patterned tape like this anywhere before?
Oh, Ryan's got some. I know, because I borrowed it.
When was that?
A couple of months ago?
Have you still got it?
I don't think so. I haven't seen it since then.
Last saw the tape, then... La-da-da-dum, where's the broken pub window which you taped up?
Aha. You last saw that sticky tape 2 months ago, is that correct?
Yes.
So how come you used it last week to tape over the broken window outside? That's the same tape.
Well, I must have been mistaken.
You see, the reason I'm asking is that it's exactly the same tape that was found attached to Kate's driving license, found at the scene. The tape that only Ryan has. Ryan, and of course, you.
So what are you saying?
Who's got the tape now? Do you know where it is?
No. No, I don't know where it is. Why are you asking me about this tape?
You seem nervous, Rebecca. Is there a problem?
Well, you're practically accusing me of having something to do with that woman's murder, aren't you?
I wasn't accusing you of anything, Rebecca. Unless there's something you'd like to tell me.
No, I wouldn't like to tell you anything.
Okay, well, that's fine. Obviously, we'll be swabbing everyone in the area for DNA, so if anything comes up on Kate's license, DNA traces.
What'll come up? Nothing will come up. Right, I've had enough. I've got to get back.
Rebecca! Would you like to explain to me exactly what is going on?
Everyone's leaving.
Which bit? The fact that some leggy bitch was trying to steal my husband?
I think you had better tell me what you know, Rebecca.
Okay. You want to know what I know? Kate Vine seduced my husband and was going to blackmail him. Not only did she sleep with him, that whore did it just for his money, our money.
How did you work that out?
I heard her. I knew it was her arguing with Emma Bowman. Emma was trying to talk her out of it.
And how did she come to be at the lake?
She dropped that driving license thing when she came in. She was drunk. She dropped her bag. I took it out to the woods and stuck it over the lake. And then I waited for her. When she came out, I told her where it was, that someone had just run off into the woods with it.
You led her to the lake.
She was reaching out over the lake to get it. I didn't do anything. She just fell in.
But you let her drown.
It was dark. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't help her.
Really? Did you try, Rebecca?
Well, it was too late. She was just flapping about in the water. It was pathetic. She was making these gurgling sounds.
And what did you do?
I got a big stick. I just pushed her down with it until she stopped. Well, she was dead anyway. What did it matter?
You killed her, Rebecca.
But she slept with my husband.
She didn't, Rebecca.
What do you mean?
You got the wrong girl.
Who? Emma. It was Emma.
Rebecca Rand, I am arresting you for the murder of Kate Vine. You do not have to say anything, but anything you do say may be taken down and will be used in evidence against you. Do you understand?
Yes.
So, it appears that Kate Vine's death was a tragic case of mistaken identity. But there are some loose threads here.
Yes.
What was Ryan doing with Kyle and that girl in the woods? What if I hadn't interrupted? And what really happened to Liam last year?
Yes.
It seems I've only scratched the surface of Atlas and the Rand business empire. Trying to find out about Paul Rand's past is like peering into dense fog. He gives nothing away and covers his tracks with military efficiency. However, what is known is that Paul Rand has a lot of connections in high places, politicians, celebrities, business leaders. Perhaps James Wilson's ideas weren't too wide of the mark after all. I get the feeling there's still a lot more to learn about the Rand business empire.
You're gonna have to excuse us. Atlas is closed for the moment, but we'll be open again very soon. Thank you for your interest.
Okay. That was sort of bizarre. Credits. I'm not sure I like that as a conclusion to the story. As he mentioned, there are like two very important kind of plot points: Atlas in general, and Liam's death, and the connection to Third Eye through Atlas. Also, this stuff, the kind of devil worship stuff. Those three seem to be kind of really big plot points that they just disappeared at the end, and it's gone back to something at the very beginning. Ooh, St. Helens. Ooh, Cheshire. Ooh, exciting. So you've got these. Someone's from the northwest. So you've got the northwest of England. So you've got those three kind of major points, and none of them really fed into the conclusion. And I think so. It felt a little lacking because of that. This feels like, in that regard, in story sense, almost like you could have had it as the first part. All right, and then it goes to, and then the second part links in, and you get more into Atlas. I'm trying to think of a game that's like that. I was thinking Crimes and Punishments, but experimental independent game made on time budget. If you like it, please leave a review of the game and make yourself heard. Your support is vital for you to raise funding for a sequel. I'd love to have a sequel. It was brilliant. It's just the story I'm a bit about. Because you have got those three kind of points that all feed into Atlas, and it doesn't go anywhere. It wasn't connected to Liam. There's no connection back to Liam, obviously, in the conclusion. There's no There was no connection to Atlas. There was no connections to the accusations of devil worship, and there seemed to be a lot of kind of mirrors came up quite frequently. That didn't really come into it. So it was basically they gave you a hint very early on, or they mentioned very early on that Kate had had an argument. It was with Emma, and Emma told you the reason. It was to do with blackmailing because Kate knew about the relationship, and I think I would have preferred it if maybe it had started off with if Rebecca had mentioned it, that it was between Kate and Emma. It was between Kate and I think it was Kate was one of the people arguing. I don't know if that's what she said, and I think I think it was something to do with her relationship, because then that would then put the seed in, and it would refer back. But the fact that there's no information going in there means that as a I don't want to say reader, but as an experiencer of the story, it was lacking in that sense. And I feel like I'm complaining about the story, where it's kind of up till that point, up until the reveal, it was brilliantly written. Absolutely amazing. I love all the stuff with Atlas, and I'd love to see more of it. I'd love to see more of Atlas. I'd love to see a sequel. And kind of see what's going on in Atlas, and maybe you can do a bit more experimenting. I'd kind of like it if you could make conclusions other than, okay, so I know you're contradicting something, but go back to things and go, you're contradicting this piece of evidence. I'd like some physical evidence to come into it as well. Kind of a bit Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments-y. I think that could be really good. But without all the stupid mini-games, and it is just the deduction and the characters and the story you're getting, and I loved this game. It was brilliant. It's just the ending, I think, was a little... To me, the conclusion of the mystery was lacking. There's no logical evidence that leads you to go, Rebecca did it. Now, you do have the tape, which was something that admittedly I mentioned very early, but the tape kind of limits your focus to Rebecca or Ryan. And out of those, with the focus on Atlas, you kind of expect it to point towards Ryan, because essentially you spend half the game chasing a red herring. And I think that's part of what is a bit frustrating. More than half the game. Most of the game is thinking about Atlas, looking at Atlas, and I'm back to complaining about the conclusion. But yeah, I've really enjoyed the game. I've really enjoyed working through it and seeing all these things going on and looking at the contradictions and really delving into it. Some of them, like this, not the last one, but the last one with Paul was, I think, well, actually may have been the last contradiction. The rest was just wandering around. But the conclusion to that, I think kind of like working that out, finally that moment of, oh yeah, in the mirror room, the CD talked about the threshold testing. That was really exciting. And so yeah, I think there are those moments you have with these kinds of things, these kind of games in that regard of, I've worked out something, I've worked it out, and I'm really excited because I finally got that. Which is the thing you get with you can get with puzzle games. Like, you've been stuck on something and then you finally see it. So I think this has been a brilliant game. I'd love to see a sequel of this. Normally when I let's play a game or when a game comes out, I try and leave a bit of time before let's playing it so that things settle down. I have Mass Effect Andromeda. Love the Mass Effect series, but I kind of want to leave that alone. But I think this is a game. I think I've only done it once before. No, I tell a lie. Twice before. The Sexy Brutale, which looked really weird and fun. Valiant Hearts, which came out in 2014, and I started it on the date war was declared, 100 years before. I think a sequel to this game could be another game that makes me kind of break that rule, inverted commas, because this has been really enjoyable. I hope you've enjoyed it, looking at kind of the likes I'm getting. I guess you guys are. So yes, not sure what's going to follow this. We'll find out. And of course, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for watching. Huh. 96%. I wonder how you get the other 4%. Maybe there's another contradiction you can pick up. Ooh. Thanks for watching.